Okay, so today we're going to talk about concealers that are actually pale enough for pale skin. And I know I'm kind of like more tan today, but especially during the winter months, it's really hard to find a concealer that is light enough to be lighter than my foundation, especially drugstore ones. So again, this is all drugstore because I just go for affordable products, and I think everybody should be able to use affordable products. So I'm going to go through my collection, what I found works, and I'll start with, this is the CoverGirl, I don't know what it's technically called. It's just like a cover concealer stick, but this is in Illuminator, and so it's technically supposed to be like a highlighter, but especially during the winter, this is one of the few that actually is light enough that this works really well when I'm super pale in the winter, to be light enough and bright enough to brighten my under eye area. So especially sometimes you'll find that is going to be your go-to, is things that are like, say, brightening or highlighting can be used as a concealer when you're that pale, because it's really hard to find anything else. And on the same kind of note as that, this is the Instant Age Rewind, and this is in the brightening, and this is, it's kind of pinky, but especially if you're doing a powder over, it's going to be light enough that it's going to work. It's a very nice creamy consistency. I do enjoy it. And then my last one that's not an actual skin tone concealer tone is, I use this all the time in like my getting ready and my makeup and small talks, is the HD Elf Lifting Concealer, and this is in, it's the yellow one, and I just looked it up, which is the brightening, I guess is what they call it, but it's yellow, and then it's really nice at highlighting and bringing light and brightness into the under eye area, especially if you're going to be using a powder over. It kind of takes out the yellowness and just has it be very brightening. And then I'll go into regular concealer. So this is the Rimmel Match Perfection 2-in-1 Concealer, and this is in 125 Fair. And then I'll just swatch this for you. But you can see that, again, it's nice and pale, so it's gonna work for the lighter skin tones. And I am wiping off my hands, so they're fresh swatches every single time, just in case you're wondering. And then another thing that, if you watched any of my other videos and getting ready and stuff like that, the e.l.f. Under Eye Concealer and Highlighter, and this is in Fair Glow, Fair/Glow, and this is a very nice, very creamy. It's not a very thick, heavy-duty concealer, so it just kind of brightens a little bit and kind of conceals. But if you do have really dark circles, you might find that this is not enough. But if you just have like a little bit of discoloration, and the highlight end is really awesome too. So if you just have a little bit of discoloration, that is going to be a good go-to. It's very light, and it's very almost moisturizing. I really like that. If you do need more of a heavy concealer, as we're sticking with e.l.f. there, the e.l.f. Maximum Coverage Concealer would be a better option. This is in Porcelain, and I'll just do a little swatch for you. See, this one is a lot thicker, but it still blends out really nicely. But again, all these are nice and pale, and they work for pale skin. I can't emphasize that enough, but I'm sure if you're pale, you know how serious the struggle is with this. And then we have the Maybelline Dream Lumi Touch Highlighting Concealer. And this is in Ivory. And let's do a little swatch there. I think I've used this in some of my videos also. But this is a really nice, like I said, like it says, it's a highlighting one. So it's definitely good for that. And then I have two Almay ones. I have the Almay Line Smoothing Concealer, which this is also really wonderful with it being super pale. And it's just so nice and creamy. And then I have, so I use this like under my eyes, but if I do have breakouts, I also use the Almay Clear Complexion one, which has like a blemish heal formula in it, so technically it's supposed to like help heal your breakouts. And it's the same exact color, same pretty much consistency. But it just has like that little bit of kind of medicine in it. So you wouldn't want to use this under your eyes. You'd want to use the line smoothing one. But this one is good if you have breakouts to cover them up, because it has the little bit of salicylic acid in it, which helps just kind of dry everything up. And they're both in light. Yeah, they're both light, and they're both really good concealers, and they're light enough, and that's really the only like concealer that I will use when I have like a breakout, and it's not too bright that it's going to accentuate, because you don't want like a highlighting product to cover any type of imperfections or blemishes on your skin. So that works really nice, that it's just a good tone and not too dark, so it's not going to draw attention, but it's not too light that it's going to draw attention on that side either and highlight the thing that you're trying to cover up. So that's good too. And then I have my last one is the Hard Candy Light Bright Whipped Brightening Concealer. And this is in Fair as well. And I will say that I don't like the little like twisty up pens. So as you can see, it's kind of like, the only thing is I don't like the consistency of this one so much, because as you can kind of see as I'm trying to like spread it out, as it is very kind of like thick and drags on the skin, where the other ones kind of just go into the skin. But those are all the ones that I have, and I hope that this kind of helps you give an idea, and they're all at the drugstore, all affordable, and pale people need concealer too.